Welcome everyone. Today I'm going to talk about mimetic words and iconic gestures for causal events, a developmental study of Chinese-speaking children. Causal events are ubiquitous in our daily lives. Here we see an example of a causal event. A causal event is generally regarded as consisting of two parts: a cause, which is the man hit the ball, and a result, which is the ball rolled away. It takes time for children to learn how the language they are acquiring represents cause and result. In this example, we see how a Chinese-speaking child describes a causal event shown in the last slide. As you can see, the child described the event with two mimetic words, which are pa and glu glu glu, as well as iconic gestures. He used them to explain the cause and the result. Let me play it again. In this poster presentation, we describe how children learning Chinese make use of mimetic words and iconic gestures while they are learning to talk about causal events. What are mimetic words? Mimetic words are defined as marked words that depict sensory imagery. For example, in Chinese, kaka represents the sound of cutting paper. In actual use, these mimetic words could serve either of the two functions. They can be used as a predicate, for example, he is kaka, which can be interpreted as he is cutting something. Or they can be used as modifiers. Such mimetic words can be either inserted in a clause close to a verb, or they can be put at the edge of a clause. Please note that when the mimetic word is used as a predicate, removing this mimetic word would result in incomplete sentences in a conventional sense due to the lack of a formal predicate. In contrast, if a mimetic word is used as a modifier, removing this mimetic word would not impact the completeness of the original utterances. Mimetic words like such provide useful resources for children. Research has shown that mimetic words are learned earlier than their conventional counterparts. However, till today, little is known about how children use mimetic words when developing causal event expressions. To explore this question, we conducted an elicitation task on Chinese native speakers. They were asked to watch and describe 43 short video clips showing causal events, like the one shown earlier. These video clips were produced as a part of a larger project, the CAL project, headed by Professor Jürgen Bonimir. 79 Chinese children and 15 Chinese adults were recruited as participants. Their descriptions were video recorded, and the utterances containing mimetic words were transcribed. These utterances were then coded in the following three aspects. Firstly, did the mimetic word in question depict a cause or result? Secondly, did it replace the main predicate in a clause, or did it function as a modifier? Lastly, we coded whether the mimetic word went with or without an iconic gesture. Here are the results. We found that mimetic words were used by children and decreased with age, but they were not used by adults. Also, overall, children were more likely to use mimetic words to depict a cause than result. Next, we found that these mimetic words either replaced predicates displayed in blue parts, or they were used to modify event descriptions displayed in orange parts. We found that 4-year-olds used a larger proportion of mimetic words to replace conventional predicates, whereas older children used mimetic words mainly as modifiers. We speculate that this may suggest that mimetic words provide a stepping stone for younger children to transition to conventional language during language development. Lastly, among the total numbers of mimetic words, the majority of mimetic words were accompanied by iconic gestures. Taken together, this study shows that iconic forms are a useful resource for children when learning causative structures. While previous studies have found the perceptual advantages of such iconic forms for children, this study further reveals the advantages for protection for older children. However, whether our findings apply to other types of events requires further investigations. Thank you.